Observations are best offered without judgment and without encouraging dependence on the speaker's feelings. Now, in this case, I've noted precisely what Julie did and the impact that had. I could have added, "That's great," but there's no need to. What's most important is the specific observation of the action and its impact. Observational feedback can do a couple of things. It can reinforce work that's done well or redirect work that needs to be done differently. If we're redirecting, it's best as a two-way conversation, not a one-way comment. People need a shared understanding before they can agree to any remedial action. Joe, could we have a quick conversation about this morning's conference call?
Sure. Sorry I was late calling in. The call was okay though?
Yeah, it was fine, but there were a couple of funding decisions that I couldn't make.
Oh, right. Sorry, I missed that. I couldn't really call in from the car. I thought you were fine to host the call.
I was fine to host it, but there are some decisions I can't take, and it left me feeling a little bit foolish. And the same thing happened last week.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Do you have a scheduling clash?
Not really. I was over at the other site and I thought I'd be away on time, but I got caught in traffic.
Perhaps there's a way we can work around it next week. It would make a big difference, both for me and for the rest of the committee.
Yeah, I hadn't really realised the impact of that. My apologies. I could phone him from over there and drive across afterwards.
Sure. Yeah, that should work well.
Okay, we'll do that next week.
Great. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
Oh, by the way, you know that point-by-point summary you gave at the end? It was really clear. It meant that we all ended up on the same page.
Oh, good. So I'll keep doing that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
You seem a little unhappy about your learning contracts. What's concerning you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm being punished for my personal situation.
Right. Why would you think that?
Well, I'm a single parent and being able to just drop everything and attend extra classes it's not fair. I feel like I'm being punished.
Okay. It's useful to know that you think the learning contract is a punishment, because that's not how it's intended, not at all. From your perspective, is there perhaps another way of seeing it? Okay. Its intention is to help you to overcome some of the challenges that you're facing and then to meet your goals more effectively. Perhaps we can take a look at it together and see whether there are some ways that we can tweak it so that you can find it more useful and it can be more helpful to you. Shared understanding of the situation will always be useful. Then we can provide opportunities to practice doing things differently, especially using role-playing, and reinforce this with coaching feedback.
And so acknowledge good practice and lock it in.
So we have a group debrief in 45 minutes' time. I wondered, Annie, whether you'd be happy to talk about your experiences from yesterday. You noticed something about your patient's breathing and you acted quickly on your intuitions.
Sure.
So you'd be happy to talk about that?
Yeah, I'd be happy to discuss it.
I mean, it was a good lesson for all of us, I have to say, in relation to observing closely and then responding quickly based on your intuitions. I think we can all learn something from that.
Okay.
So, how much do we mention what's working well compared to what we should do differently? The research says that for every bit of redirection, we like at least 3 observations of things that we're doing well. The ideal is 5 or 6. That's what you see in really effective teams. So how many observations will you make today of colleagues doing things well? And how many comments will you receive? With a few small changes, we can make a big difference.